and welcome to another episode of This is Australia and Beyond. In this episode, we're going to show you some amazing things around here in a place called Pittwater. Now, this is the Australia I love, or one part of it. There's so many amazing places here in Australia. We're so lucky to live in this amazing country. Now, this area here, it's called Claryville, and it's part of the Pittwater Basin. And we're here because we are going to have a look at an amazing vessel. This boat traveled from Czechoslovakia or Europe to Sydney about 20 years ago, maybe even more. That was 1990, maybe, 30 years ago. And the trip took 18 months and 4 people were on board. So we're going to have a look at it. It's a timber boat that was made in Czechoslovakia, or today's Czech Republic, and Michael is gonna show us his boat. But one thing I would just like to talk about is the differences between having a boat in a marina and a boat parked in a mooring. Now, as you can see, in this beautiful autumn day, we're here in this very quiet beach here, and all these vessels here, they are in a mooring. Now imagine these people, they have to have a small boat in order to get to their boats. Can you just imagine doing that in winter especially? Because it could get pretty rough in here as well. You can see the difference for having a boat in a marina and a boat in a mooring. In the marina, you just walk straight from the wharf straight into your boat. And this is the beauty of being part of a syndicate, because if you are a sole owner of a boat, you have to pay probably about $1,000 per month for a boat about this size, maybe more. For one person, that's a lot of money. And how many times a year would you be using this boat? Now check these boats out. All these beautiful vessels here on a Sunday, on a beautiful day like this, and they're just sitting here. I can see 1, 2, 3 boats that they're moving around, and that's about it. And you know, Pittwater has amazing places. Like, for example, there's a beautiful beach just not far from here that you cannot get to it by car. You can only get to it by boat. They even have barbecue there. Wouldn't you just want to go there on a day like this? But no, these people, they're just still having their vessels here. So if you own a boat 100%, this could be you. That's why a syndicate, it's a much better way to share the expenses and share the boat. Remember, the average use of a boat in Australia is 23 days per year. That's all. So most of these boats, they've only just been used 23 days per year, and they're just sitting here for the most of the time. If you had this boat in a marina though, on a syndicate, you would be on it every weekend or even weekdays. You can just sit on your boat and you don't even take it out of the marina. And that's the difference between a marina and a mooring, and that's the difference buying a share in a syndicate. And remember, the syndicates that we have, they're very simple. You own the share, it's yours, you're not leasing it, you're not renting it. A lot of syndicate companies, you're actually just paying a lot of money every month, but at the end of the season, at the end of the life of the boat, 4 or 5 years later, they sell the boat, you get nothing out of it. Well, with this system, you are a part of a trust, and you can sell your share anytime you like. And that's the beauty about our syndicates. So now we're waiting for Michael to come and pick us up with the dinghy, which it's not very nice, but what can we do? Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Oh, wow. We are talking as well.
What a beautiful day, mate, huh?
Yeah, in the end, I'm surprised that we were here half an hour, it was raining.
So here we are with Michael, and we're just in a dinghy going to the boat. And as I was explaining before, you can see all these beautiful boats around here.
Yeah.
They're just sitting on a mooring. And I mean, look at vessels like this that are worth a lot of money. here we are on board Argo.
Yes,
Is that right?
that's correct.
Now that's a Greek name actually, from the Jason and the Argonauts.
You are correct, yes.
Yes, right.
And
Now, Michael, tell us a little bit about the history. You said that this boat was built in the Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia back then.
it was then Czechoslovakia. It was built not far from Brno. And I got relatives there, and they pointed this fellow out to me to come and have a look at this crazy man building a yacht in the middle of Europe, wanting to sail around the world.
Right.
So I went to see him, and I was impressed what a good, solid job he was doing.
But tell me, it's only about 32, 33 feet, like 10 point something meters.
10.5 meters, yes.
10.5 meters. I mean, for just traveling around the world, it's just a small vessel, really, isn't it?
There were smaller boats. I don't know if you heard of Chichester. He sailed even on a smaller boat around the world.
Right. But this one here is steamboat, which is more stable than fiberglass. It's heavier
Well,
boat.
yeah, it's heavier. It's
Yeah. So tell me, so basically this guy, he built a boat in the the old Czechoslovakia, and then he just came all the way to Sydney.
With another two blokes, they came to Sydney.
Right.
They came all the way down the Danube, Black Sea, Mediterranean, Atlantic, through Panama, Pacific Ocean, and to
Wow.
Australia. And
Wow, that trip from Panama to supposed to
Yeah,
Fiji, which would have been the
exactly,
next
exactly.
destination, it must have been
Yeah. And-
amazing.
And he came, and while he was, they were for 18 months on the ocean.
18 months on the ocean.
On this trip, yes.
Now, you mentioned that actually the boat didn't have a toilet when you bought it, and you just put a toilet
Exactly, because
in it. So,
his wife telling my wife what she had to do to go to the relieve herself.
Yeah.
Two men had to hold her by hand, do it over the side.
You're
My
kidding.
wife said, no way, no way. So when I bought it, I formed a syndicate with few friends.
yeah,
We bought the boat from him. Eventually I paid these people out.
yeah,
And one of these fellow had a syndicate. He had a big factory. And he, offered me to put the boat there and rebuild it to the original plans.
So tell us a bit about the boat. First of all, one of the interesting facts about the boat is that you have this system for so it doesn't need anti-fouling.
Exactly. This is something I put in about 25 years ago. I heard about these ultrasonic transducers.
Yeah,
I got 3 of them in there.
right.
Some people got one only, but I said I'll distribute one in the back, one in the middle, one in the front.
Yeah.
And that stops the barnacles from growing
Okay.
on the boat.
So you don't have to take it out.
You don't have to
Expensive
slip it.
anti-fouling.
That's right. And already, basically, this lasted about 3-4 years.
Right.
Occasionally, there are people around here offering service. They're divers,
Yeah.
and they clean the hull.
Yeah.
So occasionally, I ask them just clean it a little bit,
Yeah.
and that's it, and that's good enough.
And I've noticed you have solar panels everywhere.
Yes,
So
because-
that's enough power there to actually charge the battery, so you can keep that system going. Plus charge the
Exactly.
battery for the engine. Now talking about the engine.
Basically, there are 2 batteries in parallel. They are used for the ultrasonic transducers as well as starting the engine.
Yeah. Tell us about the engine. The engine.
Engine is a diesel,
diesel,
17 horsepower.
and it's a Volvo Penta.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's good enough to, travel around, whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a nice combination. When you don't have a wind, you start the diesel, and usually when I go take people sailing, I take this boat to this jetty there,
Yeah.
and people stop in it,
Yeah.
and that way it's more convenient than dinghy.
Tell us a little bit about the accommodation.
Well, basically, in the front cabin, it's a nice, comfortable cabin for me and my wife.
Yeah.
Right, couple, and we can close the door,
Right.
And then the main cabin can normally sleep 2 adults, big ones,
Yeah.
or 1 adult with a child, another adult.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus there's another
Another
space in
aft
here.
cabin here, which could be made for another cabin
couple.
with 2 bunks.
Yes. Okay.
But normally we use it for storage.
yeah.
I mean, we got a grandchildren, and after my wife's son, his family were staying on the boat. We were sleeping in the front, and that's enough,
Yeah. And I noticed also that there's a table, a foldable table.
Table opens up, and
Yeah.
you can comfortably sit 6 people on.
Yeah.
It's got a galley where you can cook
Yep.
food and all that. Under the galley is a space you can put esky in, right?
Yeah.
Keep the things cool.
Right.
Next to the galley is a little sink, for
Yeah.
washing dishes and all that. So basically, it's got everything you ever need for living on a boat.
And now it's got a toilet as well.
Of course, it's got a toilet. Actually, it's got two toilets.
I've noticed that.
It's got a potty and a proper marine toilet.
Okay.
Some places they don't like you discharging the
That's
effluent
right,
there.
yeah.
So I said I'll put a potty in
So
there.
you use a potty
at
for
least for political reasons. Look,
Yes.
I got a potty. If you don't want me to discharge, tell them we use a potty. Then we'll empty it somewhere else.
Yeah. Okay, so when you actually, because I've noticed that you have two masts in here, plus the front failing sail, which is very good.
Yeah.
When you get all the sails up here, she must be going quite well. Huh?
Yeah,
What,
she's
8
doing
knots?
very comfortable. Well,
Go with wind?
occasionally I've done in this boat, what did I do? 9 knots, 8,
Alright.
9 knots. It's very fast for
That's
sailing.
good,
boat, yeah.
especially for timber, which is
Yeah,
heavier.
that's right.
We have here with us also Costas. Costa is a painter, a house painter.
And he's excellent
And, yeah.
professional for looking after this boat. Yes.
So Costa, what do you think? It's it needs quite a
A little bit of
bit of
work.
attention on the paint.
Yes, yes. Must
A little bit of
on
work.
the paint,
It's
yes.
not too
Yeah.
bad.
So basically a bit of sanding, scraping,
And painting.
and few
Yes.
coats of
Putting,
paint.
filling
Yes,
up.
of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've
I've
done
noticed-
most of this I've done myself.
I've noticed there's also some beautiful timber features on the inside, which you just keep us
Yes.
to stain them. Because
Stain them.
that marine ply looks absolutely magnificent.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Only with refresh, with paint.
And laminated ribs, if you polish them
Yeah.
up, they look
Yeah.
good.
Would be amazing. It looks
So
amazing.
she'll come up really well.
Yes,
really
yes,
good.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
We can make a new boat. We can make it look new.
You can look at, that's
So
right.
imagine sitting here, someone else is driving, and we'll just sit here and relax.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's an amazing story in an amazing vessel.
Well,
And,
if you like boats, if you like sailing, you can really make it enjoyable part of your life.
But tell me a little bit more about your other things that you're doing here in Sydney. You mentioned something about you build kayaks, that they're solar powered.
Solar powered kayaks, that's correct. My wife said some 28 years ago, I like kayaking, I don't like to pedal. I said, well, I'm not going to pedal you. I'll make a solar powered kayak so we don't have to pedal.
So that's how it
either.
started.
That's how it started. And then we discovered in Canberra.
So hang on, your wife must absolutely love you because you wanted a tool in this boat. You build one, we build two.
I hope so.
She wanted a kayak that she didn't have to pedal, and you build one for her. And now that's your business, huh?
Well, basically, it's part of a part-time business. Actually, it's part of research development. I got this project registered, these kayaks, with R&D, Tax Incentive Department.
Okay.
And I'm still developing it. I want to build another one. And for building these kayaks, some 28 years ago, I built a machine. See, my profession is selling CAD/CAM software. For
Okay.
manufacturing industry, developing, designing, and programming CNC machines. I said, well, I got all this capability, why not make use of it for myself? So I built a machine, CNC machine, 5-axis, some 28 years ago. It's still in the back of my house, built in the veranda, but it's a smaller one. And I built these molds for making this fiberglass house.
Oh, I see, right.
And even the smaller houses are made out of high impact acrylic, vacuum formed. So they're transparent, so you can see what's in the water below you.
Oh my God,
People love it, yeah.
that's incredible.
Yeah. And
Like what do we call a glass bottom.
yeah, exactly. But the whole hull is
But the
transparent.
whole thing is just, I've noticed in the photos there's a lot of panels there, so that thing must be going for a long time.
Well,
all these panels,
exactly. You can. Well, as I said, one of the customers on this card went down the Murray River,
All right,
2,200 kilometers in 42 days,
without any fuel.
without any fuel. Purely
Wow,
plenty
Just
of fuel.
using the sun.
They said,
Must be an incredible feeling though.
when I met him at the boat show, he said, all my life I've been wanting to do the trip down the Murray River. That trip may take me 60 days.
You
I
make
need
a
a
photo?
boat which can take the provisions for 60 days. We can sleep on it, we can have everything. I said, yeah, I'll make you a boat. I did. He was happy with the price, he bought it. Then I asked him, have you ever done anything like this before? He said, no. I said, if you don't mind, I'll come with you for first week, make sure you don't get any troubles. So I went with them. I had my own 5-meter hull,
Yeah.
outrigger, also solar panels, with a tent so I can sleep in it. And his boat was twin hull, catamaran, and table between open to double bed.
Right.
So I claim it's the only kayak in the world with a built-in double bed. And 10 of the whole lot of those 8 solar panels
Yeah.
give you a nice floating accommodation.
And you had a lot of power there
Yeah,
because you
so
know.
I went with them for the first week, and then I made sure they wouldn't get into troubles.
Yeah.
And they, then after that 1 week, my wife picked me up, I went back, and they carried on. They've continued for 40, total trip was 42 days for them.
Okay.
All the way down the Murray River. Yeah.
So if people are interested to actually get in contact with you, we can just give them your details and you can guide them how they can
Yeah.
actually. Can you just basically build something to their specifications as well?
Exactly. That's why, because I got the software to design 3D shapes,
Okay.
machines to make the shapes accordingly.
Okay.
That's what I, basically based my offering, my services, and I've done boats. Ever since I was a little kid, I was building kayaks.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, collapsible kayaks. Therefore, you can put them in a rucksack, on a push bike, to go out to the river, assemble it, hop
Wow.
in there. That's what I used to do as a little kid in Czechoslovakia.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Michael, thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure, Harry.
Very nice to meet you. I mean, this is incredible. Great story with your baby here, Argo, but also the story about your experiences from the Czech
the
Republic,
boat,
Czechoslovakia, I suppose, back in those
Czechoslovakia.
days. And if you want to just get a paddle-free kayak, you can just contact us, and Michael can build one for you.
Well, I
at
got
your
heaps of them in stock. I
specifications.
got a few hulls in the stock.
Oh, there you go. You can
And,
buy one ready to go.
Electric min cutter motors and batteries and all that. And
Yeah.
we can provide very quickly something. Yeah.